Ever wondered what it's like to step back in time to an ancient city where cultures collide in the most stunning ways? In just a few hours, I discovered Cordoba's secrets, from its majestic mosques to hidden gems you'll never find in a guidebook. Let me show you why this city is a must-see for every traveler. After an early train ride from Malaga, I arrived in Cordoba, ready to dive into its rich history. The moment I stepped off the train, I headed straight towards the river which cuts through the city, my first stop on this city adventure. Along the riverbanks, I spotted a mill, which once harnessed the power of the river to grind flour. The Albalafia is a medieval water wheel that still stands proudly here. It is a relic of Cordoba's Islamic past, though no one knows its exact origins. It's nestled close to the Roman bridge, and right next to the Alcazar, making it a fascinating spot where history truly comes alive. Just a short walk away, I reached the Roman bridge, an incredible structure that has stood over the river for over 2,000 years. It was built in the 1st century BC during Emperor Augustus's reign. It's been reshaped over time, especially during the Umayyad era in the 8th century. With 16 arches, this bridge connects two vibrant parts of the city and has always been the gateway to Cordoba. Right next to the Roman bridge, I stopped at the stunning Puerta del Puente, or Gate of the Bridge. It was built in the 16th century to mark the visit of King Philip II. This Renaissance gate has a fascinating history that stretches back to the Roman era. Standing at the entrance of Cordoba, the Puerta del Puente replaces the old Roman gates that once welcomed travelers from the Via Augusta. It's part of a rich historical layer that includes the Roman bridge and the nearby caliphal tower. Construction started in 1572, but like many monumental projects, it faced delays and budget issues. The final design wasn't completed until years later, and even then, it had to be rebuilt in the 1920s. Despite all its ups and downs, the Puerta del Puente stands today as a symbol of Cordoba's layered history, Roman, Islamic, and Renaissance. Declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1984, this gate, along with the Roman bridge and caliphal tower, helps tell the story of Cordoba's deep roots in Spain's cultural past. Just a short walk from the Roman bridge, my next stop was the stunning Alcazar de los Reyes Cristianos. And let me tell you, I was so glad I bought my tickets online. I skipped the line and went straight inside. The Alcazar is a true gem, built in 1328 by Alfonso XI of Castile, though its roots go back to the Visigoths and Umayyad Caliphate. This fortress has seen it all, from being the royal residence of Isabella and Ferdinand to its use in the Spanish Inquisition. Once inside, the Alcazar reveals a breathtaking mix of history and artistry. The first thing that caught my eye was the stunning tile mosaics, vivid blues, greens, and yellows that tell stories of centuries past. These intricate patterns and designs were crafted during the Islamic and Mudejar periods, and they're truly works of art. As I moved from room to room, I was amazed by the contrasts. Some spaces are austere, with simple stone walls and high ceilings, while others are richly decorated, showing off intricate wooden ceilings and detailed plasterwork. These rooms were once the private quarters of monarchs and dignitaries, so you can imagine the level of luxury and importance they carried. One of the most powerful reminders of the Alcazar's dark past is the Tower of the Inquisition. This was once used as a place of interrogation and punishment during the Spanish Inquisition. Walking through it, you can feel the weight of the history that unfolded within these stone walls. The Tower of the Inquisition was built in the 15th century, during the reign of Isabella and Ferdinand. It was added as part of the fortifications to help defend the Alcazar, but its darker history comes from its role during the Spanish Inquisition. It's said to have been one of the locations where the Inquisition carried out trials, torture, and punishment for those accused of heresy. Back in its day, this tower was a symbol of both power and fear. It housed the tribunals of the Spanish Inquisition from 1482, where prisoners, often accused of converting from Islam or Judaism, were interrogated and tortured in the name of religious purity. Standing at the top, it's hard not to think about the many important figures who've passed through here, like Boabdil, the last Nasrid king of Granada, who was imprisoned in this tower before he agreed to make Granada a tributary state to Ferdinand and Isabella. The Tower of the Inquisition stands today as a powerful reminder of Cordoba's complex past. where moments of beauty and peace sit side by side with darker chapters in history. From the top, it's hard not to be struck by the contrast between the city's serene, sunlit streets and the shadowy past that echoes within these walls. Walking into the inner courtyard feels like stepping into another world. The air is fresh, and the sound of water from the central fountain adds to the peaceful atmosphere. This courtyard was once the heart of the Alcazar, and today it's a serene escape from the busy city outside. Walking through its grand gardens, it's hard not to get lost in its beauty. The mix of Mudéjar and Renaissance architecture gives the place a unique charm, while the lush gardens, with their peaceful fountains and stunning views, offer a glimpse into the past. This fortress served as the seat of power during the Umayyad Caliphate, and later, as the home of Christian monarchs. It's amazing to think that the same walls have witnessed history, from Christopher Columbus's meeting with Ferdinand and Isabella to the rise of the Spanish Inquisition. The Alcazar isn't just a castle, it's a piece of history that's been preserved and cherished for centuries. And walking through it, you can almost hear the echoes of the past. After exploring the tower, I decided to spend some time wandering through the Alcazar's beautiful gardens. And I'm so glad I did. The gardens here are nothing short of spectacular. The gardens, with their fountains and shaded corners, have a serene beauty that makes it hard to believe they were once the heart of a military fortress. These gardens have seen centuries of history, from the time of the Umayyads, when watermills powered the irrigation systems, to their later use by Christian monarchs as a place of leisure. The gardens were first designed in the 14th century, during the reign of the Christian monarchs. However, the original Islamic influence still stands out, with their signature use of water in design. It's said that the water in the fountains was a symbol of paradise in Islamic gardens, bringing life and tranquility to the space. As I walked along the tiled pathways, I could almost imagine what it must have been like centuries ago, when rulers and nobles would stroll here in the cool of the evening, enjoying the shade of the cypress trees and the refreshing sound of the fountains. The garden layout is so thoughtfully designed. Its symmetrical patterns and carefully planned pathways create a sense of harmony and balance, qualities that were important in both Islamic and Christian garden designs. Among the many plants, the orange trees stand out, a symbol of Andalusian gardens. The scent of the citrus blossoms must have filled the air during the spring, making this a place of true relaxation. While the Alcazar was once a place of power, these gardens served as a sanctuary, a retreat from the noise and pressures of court life. It's incredible to think that, through all the centuries, these gardens have remained a peaceful oasis, offering both beauty and history in every corner. My ticket to the Alcazar also included access to the caliphal baths, an essential piece of Cordoba's history and culture. These Islamic bathhouses, built in the 10th century under Caliph al-Hakam II, served the royal inhabitants of the Umayyad Caliphate. Located near the Alcazar, the baths are a testament to the lavish lifestyle of the time, combining hygiene with socialization in a space that was designed with both luxury and utility in mind. Part of what makes the caliphal baths fascinating is their historical continuity. They were built in the same period as the Caliphate's palaces, with a layout modeled on Roman bathhouses. Here, bathers progressed through a sequence of cold, warm, and hot rooms, similar to the Roman frigidarium, tepidarium, and caldarium. The baths also served an important religious role, helping Muslims with ablutions required for prayer and purification. Visitors entered the baths from the south, arriving first at a large changing room, where they would prepare for their bath. Beyond that lay the cooling cold room, followed by the warming bath, and finally the hot room, where the heat and steam were used for both relaxation and cleansing. In between, staff would assist with vigorous massages and water pours to complete the purification process. The warm room, which takes up about 40% of the total space, is especially stunning. Its large central vault ceiling rests on marble columns, decorated with intricate arches, while light filters through small, star-shaped skylights. The room's walls are lined with marble and steam-proof plaster, creating an atmosphere of serene luxury. The hot room had a more modest rectangular shape, but it too was designed with precision, heated by furnaces in the service area. These furnaces worked much like the Roman hypocaust system, channeling hot air and steam under the floors of the warm and hot rooms. After the fall of the caliphate, the baths continued to evolve. Under the Almoravids and later the Almohads, additional baths were added, featuring similar layouts but with new decorative plasterwork and more modest sizes. Today, the caliphal baths are partially reconstructed and serve as a museum. The layout and decorations offer us a glimpse into the past, showcasing the architectural genius of the Islamic era in Cordoba. The ruins, rediscovered in the early 20th century, were carefully excavated, and now the baths stand as a testament to the cultural richness of this city, offering both a visual and sensory journey into a time long past. Strolling through these ancient baths, it's easy to imagine the life that once thrived here, a life of relaxation, socializing, and care for body and soul. The Caliphal Baths is not just a place of history but a living part of Cordoba's story, one that continues to captivate those who walk its halls today. My next stop in Cordoba was the bell tower, which offers a breathtaking view of the city. Before I ventured up, I took a moment to admire the Court of Oranges, where the tower looms over the landscape. The bell tower is built around the remains of the mosque's former minaret, dating back to the late 16th and early 17th centuries. Construction of the tower began in 1593, and after several delays, it was completed in 1617. The talented architect Hernán Ruiz III, grandson of the renowned Hernán Ruiz I, was responsible for the original design. However, he passed away before the project was finished, and Juan Siqueiro de Matilla completed the work according to his plans. Standing at an impressive 54 meters tall, the bell tower dominates the skyline of Cordoba, making it the tallest structure in the city. The tower is composed of a solid square shaft up to the level of the bells, which are framed by Serliana-style openings on all four sides, allowing you to take in the stunning panoramic views. Above the bell chamber, a lantern structure culminates in a cupola. At the summit of the tower stands a sculpture of Saint Raphael, added in 1664 by architect Gaspar de la Peña. The sculpture was created by Pedro de la Paz and Bernabé Gómez del Rio and adds a divine touch to the tower's already majestic presence. At the base of the tower, you'll find the Puerta del Perdón, Door of Forgiveness, one of the two northern gates of the Mosque-cathedral. This door, like many elements of the building, carries centuries of history within its walls, offering yet another intriguing glimpse into the fascinating blend of architectural styles within the complex. As I ascended the tower, I couldn't help but be swept away by the magnificence of the views. From the top, you get a spectacular look at the Grand Mosque-cathedral below, as well as panoramic vistas of the historic center of Cordoba. It was definitely worth the climb. Finally, I am stepping into the Mosque-cathedral of Cordoba, officially recognized by its ecclesiastical name as the Cathedral of Our Lady of the Assumption. Located in the heart of the city, this monumental structure is more than just a building. It represents centuries of complex cultural, religious, and architectural transformations. It is revered as one of the most emblematic buildings in Spain and is recognized worldwide for its artistic and historical significance. The Mosque-cathedral's story begins long before it assumed its present form. According to traditional accounts, the site originally housed a Visigothic church, likely the Basilica of Saint Vincent of Saragossa. There is, however, an ongoing debate about the exact nature of the pre-Islamic structure that stood here. Some scholars contend that the building had Roman origins or evolved from earlier Christian places of worship. Nonetheless, the Visigothic church's existence at this site serves as the backdrop to the construction of the Great Mosque by Abd al-Rahman I in 785. This pivotal event marked the beginning of a new chapter, transforming the space into an Islamic sanctuary. The mosque was built during the early years of the Umayyad Caliphate in Al-Andalus, after Abd al-Rahman I declared the independence of his emirate following the fall of the Umayyad Caliphate in Damascus. Abd al-Rahman sought to establish his power, and the mosque was conceived as a symbol of both his political and religious aspirations. The construction began in 785, utilizing materials salvaged from the demolished Visigothic church and other Roman structures scattered across the city, such as columns and capitals. The project was completed in a remarkably short time, just 1 year later. The mosque's architectural layout was innovative for its time, setting the stage for subsequent Islamic architectural traditions across the Western Mediterranean. The initial structure was designed with a hypostyle prayer hall supported by rows of double-tiered arches, a defining feature of the mosque that was later replicated in other Islamic buildings across Al-Andalus. The prayer hall was vast, and the repetitive pattern of arches created a stunning effect, allowing the space to feel both grand and intimate at once. One of the most important aspects of the mosque's original design was the mihrab, the prayer niche indicating the direction of Mecca. Though the original mihrab no longer stands, archaeological excavations revealed remnants of it that suggest it was once a lavishly adorned space, its upper part covered by a shell-shaped hood, similar to the one in the later mihrab that was added by Abd al-Rahman III. The mosque was not a static structure. It underwent numerous expansions and modifications over the centuries, with each successive ruler adding their touch. Abd al-Rahman III famously added the minaret in 958, which was later converted into the bell tower of the cathedral. His son, al-Hakam II, commissioned a new mihrab in 971, a masterwork of Islamic art, which was richly decorated with gold and intricate geometric designs. This mihrab remains one of the mosque's most celebrated features, emblematic of the zenith of the Umayyad Caliphate's artistic and architectural achievements in Spain. When Cordoba fell to the Christian forces of Ferdinand III of Castile in 1236, the mosque's transformation into a Christian cathedral began. While the basic structure remained largely intact, a Renaissance-style nave was inserted into the center of the building in the 16th century, altering its original appearance. The bell tower, which had been part of the mosque's minaret, was extensively modified to suit the Christian liturgical needs of the cathedral. These changes introduced elements of European Christian architecture, setting the stage for the fusion of Gothic, Renaissance, and Baroque styles that would define the mosque cathedral. This architectural layering is the essence of the Mosque-cathedral of Cordoba. Its walls, arches, and columns embody centuries of shifting political and religious landscapes. It stands as a living testament to the Reconquista, the Christian reconquest of Spain, while preserving the rich Islamic heritage that preceded it. In its long history, the Mosque-cathedral of Cordoba has witnessed countless cultural, theological, and political shifts. After the Christian Reconquista, the mosque was gradually adapted to serve the religious practices of the Christian Church. However, rather than obliterating its Islamic past, the new Christian authorities chose to incorporate many of the mosque's features, preserving its iconic arches, the mihrab, and the layout of the prayer hall. This duality between the mosque's Islamic origins and its Christian function creates a palpable tension that visitors feel upon walking through the aisles and chapels of the cathedral today. The patronage of Abd al-Rahman I and the expansion under Abd al-Rahman III set the mosque apart from other religious buildings of its time. The monumental nature of the building served as a statement of the Umayyad dynasty's power and their commitment to both religious devotion and political authority. It also marked a key moment in the integration of Islamic art and culture into the Iberian Peninsula, influencing a generation of artists and architects. As I wander through the prayer hall, the light filtering through the intricate windows casts ethereal patterns on the floor, emphasizing the complex interplay of different architectural styles. There is a sense of the sacred here that transcends religious divisions. Its vastness, combined with the delicate beauty of the architectural details, creates an atmosphere of reverence. The Mosque-cathedral of Cordoba was designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1984 in recognition of its outstanding universal value, both as a masterpiece of Islamic architecture and as a unique fusion of Islamic and Christian traditions. Its cultural significance continues to resonate with visitors from around the world, drawing millions of tourists each year. The mosque's capacity to serve as both a place of worship and a cultural symbol highlights the ongoing relevance of this historical monument. Wandering through Cordoba's narrow cobblestone streets, I quickly found myself lost in a maze of history and beauty. The twisting lanes seemed to lead me in circles, each turn revealing something new and captivating. The buildings, with their intricate facades and time-worn charm, felt like a living testament to centuries of architectural evolution. Every stone underfoot told a story, each corner holding a secret of the city's past. I passed through plazas where the sun filtered through the leaves of orange trees, casting dappled shadows on the ground. The gentle hum of everyday life mixed with the distant sounds of Spanish guitar, creating a soundtrack to the afternoon. In one plaza, an old fountain trickled water, its soft murmur adding to the serene atmosphere. Around it, people gathered, locals sipping coffee, tourists taking photos, and street vendors offering handmade crafts. As I wandered further, the grandeur of Cordoba's architecture took my breath away. I found myself standing before towering doorways adorned with intricate carvings and delicate arches, each one more breathtaking than the last. The Palacio de Viana beckoned with its graceful courtyards, where statues and manicured gardens complemented the elegant walls. I marveled at how seamlessly the old and new coexisted here. The vibrant splashes of modern life flowed harmoniously with the city's deep-rooted heritage. The more I explored, the more I realized how the city's beauty wasn't just in its landmarks, but in the way every street, every corner seemed to tell a story. The feel of the cool stone beneath my feet, the warm, golden glow of the buildings in the afternoon sun, it all combined to create a timeless sense of place. Cordoba's plazas were perhaps my favorite part of the city. They were small sanctuaries, where the hustle of daily life faded away into moments of quiet reflection. In Plaza de las Tendias, I sat for a while, watching as the world went by, the steady rhythm of footsteps, the laughter of children playing, the soft clink of glasses being raised in celebration. By the time I realized how lost I had become, it didn't matter. Getting lost in Cordoba was, in its own way, the best way to truly discover the soul of the city. Each misplaced step led to another gem, another enchanting view, another hidden courtyard, another breathtaking glimpse into the heart of this ancient, beautiful place. To wrap up my visit in Cordoba, I ventured into the heart of one of the city's most enchanting neighborhoods, San Basilio. Known for its picturesque, less touristy charm, this area is a true hidden gem when it comes to Cordoba's famous patios. What made this experience even more special was that San Basilio is a quieter part of the city compared to the more bustling tourist areas. Here, it wasn't just about admiring the patios from afar, it was about stepping into a world that felt deeply personal. Many of the homes, hidden behind unassuming wooden doors, opened up into private patios during the annual Fiesta de los Patios, inviting visitors to get a glimpse into the intimate spaces of local life. By the time I left San Basilio, I felt a deep sense of appreciation for these quiet, beautiful spaces. They were not just architectural wonders, they were symbols of Cordoba's rich, layered history, reminders that the city's past and present are intertwined in the most intimate of ways. We started our day at the Roman bridge, taking in views of the river and ancient mill. Next, we explored the Alcazar de los Reyes Cristianos, admiring its beautiful gardens and sweeping city views. Afterward, we visited the caliphal baths, remnants of a luxurious bathing complex from the Caliphate era, offering a glimpse into Cordoba's past. The highlight was the Mosque-cathedral of Cordoba, where Islamic and Christian influences blend seamlessly in its grand architecture and peaceful patio de los Naranjos. As we wrap up this journey through the streets and history of Cordoba, I'd love to hear what you think. Have you been to this incredible city? What was your favorite part? Was it the stunning architecture, the peaceful plazas, or maybe the rich blend of cultures that makes Cordoba so unique? Drop your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. I'm curious to know what stood out to you. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow, and I'd love for you to join me on more of these travel adventures. I've got plenty more videos waiting for you, so make sure to check those out too. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, keep exploring and discovering the world around you.